Running body kick again.
Warriors' voice will be heard.
Yes, sir, baby. Back again, once again, every Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. We're a little late today, but don't matter. We still here. We made it. This is episode 27 of the Warriors Voice podcast. I got my two gracious co-hosts with me, Mac Tyson and MMA Pickers, baby, and we got a good show for you guys today. First off, I want to say what up to my co-host. How y'all feeling today?
Feeling really good. How are you?
TGIF, baby. Thank God it's Friday.
TGIF. Let's go.
TGIF.
Yeah, you've been working hard all week, brother. So, time for you
A lot
to
of
get
good
a little
MMA this
reset.
weekend.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of good MMA in general and stuff just going on. With all of these different announcements that we'll go over today. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to repost stuff on Twitter and do everything. What you guys do this week though? Anything fun?
You already said it, brother. Work.
Yeah.
Ready to sit on the couch and watch fights for 2 days. I am excited.
Brother.
Can we
Tell
give
me about
a quick shout out to Mac Tyson? The news broke this week about a certain double champ heading to the UFC. I think he called that on the show like a month ago.
He did. He actually did call that a month ago. He definitely did. The Japanese guy, right?
Horiguchi.
Yeah. W. Mac Tyson. My man called it. He said,
And now
you
they're
might see
talking
it.
about him fighting Pantoja.
I mean, at this point, that's what they have to do. They have to just bring in the best talent from around the world to fight him because he don't got nobody else to fight. He's fought everybody already. I mean, I guess he's gonna fight Brandon Moreno next, but that's a conversation for another day. We'll put that on the agenda for next week to talk about alongside of other things. But bro, let's kick it off, man. We got a big announcement that came. I'm pretty sure I went to the last one, so it's super dope to hear about this. And I'm pretty sure my boy MMA Pickers is hype about this because he's a huge wrestling fan, Mac Tyson as well. TGI main event. We got renowned Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner Craig Jones going up against the NCAA champ, USA representative of wrestling, all around just athletic specimen in Gable Steveson. And this is going to be crazy. Another mega fight. Last CGI, he went up against Gabby. I forget her last name. What's her last name?
Gabby Garcia.
Gabby Garcia.
For the
and I was insane.
World Championship.
Yeah. Intergender World Championship. And then he's like, fuck that. Next one we're going to do is me versus NCAA champ, Gable Steveson. If y'all didn't watch the NCAA championships of wrestling, it was absolutely insane. Had a very dominant performance all throughout the tournament. So it's going to be OD insane to see him and my boy Craig Jones hitting it off. And
the gold medalist
the pit too, because they used the pit. You know what I'm saying? Right here. Right here, the little pit. You feel me? They're going to be in the pit facing it off, and it's going to be super dope. That's why this morning, if you on my Twitter, I posted a good morning tweet with me and Craig Jones in Dubai. Also, because I'm fiending to get over there too. Give me some lamb. But this shit is going to be crazy, bro. Thomas Mack Center, Las Vegas. You got Craig Jones versus Gable Steveson. BJJ Royalty versus Olympic Gold. How do we even begin to predict this matchup, MMA Pickers?
Well, it's a BJJ match. I'm going to say Craig Jones. I'm going to go with the BJJ Pro to win the BJJ match. I think Gable's going to be stalling a lot. I think he's definitely going to be using his size and strength, but there's so many aspects that are in BJJ that aren't in wrestling that you got to go with, the guy who gives Gordon Ryan good work, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree. It is going to be more of a submission style type of thing. And Gable Steveson is used to wrestling, right? NCAA wrestling is more about control. It's more about pinning. It's more about points, things like that, which could come in handy for him in this type of style if he can control Craig Jones. But the thing about Craig Jones is you don't want that guy on his back, right? It's kind of scary to have him on his back because if you know anything about BJJ guys, they like being there. And the best of the best are going to be able to make something happen from there. Mac, I heard you make a noise, so I want to hear something. What's up? How do you feel about this matchup?
Well, technically, it's a submission grappling match.
Yeah.
It's technically a different sport. Like ideal of submission grappling is that it's supposed to be like the kickboxing, where it's like where kickboxing was the sport where all the striking styles met. Submission grappling is the sport where all the grappling styles met. But the issue is, and the reason why a lot of people consider it, even though it's a different rule set similar to BJJ, is the fact that the focus is just on the submission. So the thing that wrestlers are really good at, securing that takedown, securing top control, don't really matter if you can't get the submission. It doesn't matter who's on top and who's on bottom in a submission grappling match. And that's the big thing here is I think Gable Steveson could transition really well to submission. But this is his debut, and he's fighting Craig Jones.
Trains really.
I think if this was like a combat submission grappling match, where
so he's been in there.
strikes
It's
were
a great
allowed,
submission only.
that would have added
Craig Jones, number 2 grappler in the world.
where the top game,
The forever second place man from the B team in Austin, Texas.
You got the volume
Originally
on, King.
hailing
Okay,
from
my
Australia.
No,
Good
you're
job.
good.
Good catch. Good catch. Thank you.
But with this, like, it's going to be a fun match. I think a lot of people are going to tune in just to see how Gable Steveson is, but it's worse than the Bo Nickel matchup against Gordon
Ryan?
Ryan, because
That
at
was
least
fun, though.
because at least
Flexed him, I was cheering.
because at least Bo Nickel had that MMA pedigree where he was actually training submissions.
Yeah.
I will say that also this is going to be fun for Gable Steveson if he continues his pro wrestling career, because now he'll have submissions in his game to add to his performances.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, there you go.
I
He's
think
been
all
training
of,
with Jones and Ryan for a while now.
yeah. And I think all in all it's going to be a great experience for Gable Steveson, right? If he could possibly pull off a win, it's a good thing because he's been talking about UFC, right? It could be a good look for him for there, right? For getting an entry into there, maybe on Tough or Dana White Contender Series, right?
I think
And
regardless, it just gets a bunch of eyes on him. from
Yeah.
people who also watch those programs, and let's be honest, that's one of the most important parts about getting in these days.
I would
Yeah,
love
100%.
I would love for him to win by Americana, just because
That would be cool.
that would be
How about
insane.
just a straight can opener?
no, because for those who don't know, the Americana, the reason it's called the Americana is because it's a submission that was founded in the old school American folk style wrestling when submissions were allowed. And it was named in honor of our style of wrestling.
Yeah, but you're gonna be pretty hard pressed to finish Craig Jones with an Americana. That's gonna
No,
be a,
that's the
Yeah,
fun
tall
part is
order.
that nobody finishes with Americanas anymore.
no. They're just
Everyone
sweeping now.
practices it just so that they don't get finished by it.
Yeah, I mean they're good for sweeping too.
Yeah, 100%. But regardless, Craig Jones once again coming with an insane super mega fight. Super mega bout for his CJI tournament, which also too they have some with them in Karate Combat where he's doing a pool for Karate Combat, and I think the Karate Combat app will be used for this CJI, because I say CGI all the time, and I always say CJI. So I think it will be on that. That'll be super dope to see. So can't wait to see what's going on and his antics building up to the fight. Because last time, oh man, if you guys don't know, man, this is the man to watch. You want to see an exciting build up to about a match, anything, bro. This guy's amazing. And even the one with him and Phil Rowe out here, they had a whole mariachi band standoff, all types of crazy shit. So insane, man. Craig Jones once again coming with the heat. What the hell is going on with that?
He's the reigning Turkish oil wrestling champion as well.
Yes, he is also. Yo, Craig Jones is insane, bro.
Seriously,
Insane. Here it is right here, actually.
Has he actually competed in Gilly Perez?
Oh yeah, check out his YouTube. It's pretty wild.
Me and good old Craig right here.
Old school Turkish oil wrestling. You know anything about it? You know?
Shout out Craig Jones, man. He's absolutely crazy. Let's jump to the next one because we are a little limited on time. We do at if you guys don't know, we have at 1 p.m. we got Richie Lewis coming through, LFA champion. and that's going to be an insane interview. Great to talk to him. See if he's got coming. He's got a fight coming up in South Dakota. I want to say it is very odd place to have a fight, but it's a lot of dope stuff that goes on up there. Bikers and a whole bunch of other shit. So, but speaking of crazy things and events that is going on, let's jump into some tech. Normally we don't talk about stuff like this, but when it's as big as this, you got to talk about it. Shout out MMA Pickers for actually bringing this one to the forefront for us to talk about. The UFC and Meta have came up with a deal. So UFC has entered a multi-year partnership with Meta Platforms, making Meta the organization's first official fan technology partner. This collaboration aims to integrate Meta's technologies, including AI-powered glasses and virtual reality platforms, to enhance fan engagement and revamp the UFC's ranking system. So this is that AI ranking system that Dana was talking about for a while. He said he don't like how they rank the pound for pounds and stuff like that. I mean, we all know about his John Jones rants. But also this adds another layer of things that go on. Like in the back of my shit, somewhere down there on the ground, I have Meta glasses. And I used to watch basketball games with them, right? How fucking dope would it be to watch UFC fights in your Meta glasses?
I can't wait.
Like absolutely insane, bro. Like I literally just seen on Verizon on my thing that I could get the Meta 3 free with something. I'm gonna figure out how to do that because I know for a fact that the UFC is going to pit some of their fights in it. So imagine the next Noche in the Meta glasses instead of the spear, right? And then you get that same shit, you get that same feel, kind of like Cardi Combat background. So this is about to be super dope. Do you feel like
just off that idea of the virtual reality, I'd love for that to be like the referee view instead of the cage side view. That
would be cool.
I like the referee view for brief moments, but when the referee view is too long there, like because boxing uses it quite a bit. When it's there for too long, it kind of messes with my stomach. I like a steady camera angle. I don't want to be feeling like I'm playing a video game, like because I feel like I'm in fight night at that point. I'm like, nah, I don't want to. I kind of want to. So like brief cuts to it, yeah, 100%. I would love to see that, but all around the board, nah, I couldn't do it. But my main question is do we see this actually improving the fan experience? Because we have seen the UFC drop in pay-per-view sales, right? Due to high prices. That could be with the ESPN deal. That could be fixed soon with this whole Netflix situation, right? But are these the proper moves for building a better fan experience and culture around the UFC to bring it back to the standards that it was at? And anybody could take this question.
I mean, yeah, more technology can never be a bad thing. And I think one of the problems with ESPN is not just that they keep jacking up pay-per-view prices, is because their way of doing things is very outdated. Their outdated technology causes all kinds of streaming issues. And I think, the UFC, who's on the cutting edge of their industry, reaching out to Meta, who's on the cutting edge of their industry, I can't see what bad would come of it. I'm a little bit worried about the AI ranking system, but other than that, I'm all for it. And I'm super excited to watch a VR UFC fight cage side. I'm super
100%.
excited for that.
Yeah, that would be super dope. And I guess this too, like what you said, and for my next question, I'm gonna send this one to Mac because do you think we're heading towards the future where tech decides who gets the next title shots?
I think that's a possibility, but I think it all depends on fans. Because like if fans don't agree strongly with the AI, that's going to be a huge issue. Depends on how much fans really adopt this. Like I think the best way for UFC to start implementing it is you have this board of journalists that decide the and they somehow aggregate it.
Yeah.
Add in the AI rankings as part of the aggregate.
So kind of like how who has it like that, where it's like the third judge is AI. I think it's PFL. They have two.
Well, PFL has an AI score, but I don't think it's an actual judge.
Okay, but that would be dope, right? Like imagine that, right? The split decision be choosing between the AI, right? It's like the two judges could be different, and then you have the AI, which would be non-biased and work strictly off stats, right? And it could because you have movement, you have AI that tracks movement, which way people are going, directional, all of that stuff. We've seen it through football, all of these sports science things, right? So they can understand who has forward progression as well, right? Depending on however they set it up. it could be interesting to get to that point. I think we kind of seen this coming though. Like we seen Zuck. Zuck was hanging around a little bit. He was just weirdly, and I forgot who was it. Was it Volk who came out? And he was just like there, and he was just like they're trying to, he's like handing stuff. And he's like, huh, should I? And then you just see him, and he starts training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He start hanging around Dana.
He rented the whole
him,
Apex. For
yeah, you seen him at the Apex. You seen him with Dana and Trump, and it's like, and now this comes about. So I think we've seen this coming. But yeah, I'm interested to see what's gonna happen, bro. I'm interested to see what tech they're gonna actually bring in. Dana was very cryptic. He dropped two things, like the AI ranking system was one of them, and the fan experiences. That's basically what he said. So we have really not a lot of knowledge right now, but you know, I think it's enough to get fans excited and maybe back on the bandwagon, because honestly, with this, and if they get the Netflix deal, subscription-based deal, instead of an actual $80 per pay-per-view, it could be a massive shift for the UFC. And I think it could still work out with the subscription base. I think you get more money off the subscription base than you do with the pay-per-view sales, because depending on the split from Netflix, let me say that first, because I don't know how all that's going to work out. So a lot of stuff going on, man. But speaking of the UFC, this perfect segue into this, because on top of that big news, they also announced UFC 316, which has an absolute banger of a main and co-main event. You have a bantamweight title rematch between reigning champion Merab Dvalishvili versus former champion Sean O'Malley to headline 316 June 7th at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. And the co-main will be Julianna Peña defending her title against the two-time PFL champ, Olympic gold judo medalist Kayla Harrison. And this will be an absolute banger. To be honest, co-main event, I think it might be a bit of a domination match. But Julianna Peña, I'm not going to count her out because she does have great wrestling. But first question to my co-host is, what do we see happening with this O'Malley Merab rematch, man? The last event between these two, Merab was very dominant. Sean didn't look like himself. He wasn't able to find his shots. Merab controlled him a lot with the wrestling, applied pressure the entire time, showed us why he earned his nickname, the Machine, right? And O'Malley got basically a media rematch because he didn't fight anybody else, right?
Well, he fought Umar.
Oh yeah,
O'Malley didn't fight anybody.
O'Malley didn't fight anybody else. Yeah. So he didn't have to fight anybody else to get back up to the top.
He's got Dana White
never gonna meet her. Yeah, I mean, but also he got DWP, but he earned it because he has a massive following, right? His brand speaks for itself. He has a massive brand. He's one of the biggest brands in the UFC. Top 5 brands in the UFC. He's definitely up there.
I don't know about that. Also, we're basically saying the same thing in different words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I can accept that.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Does O'Malley get dominated again in this one?
So here's my thoughts. I mean, every indicator would lead me to believe yes, based on the last fight. But I also believe that the UFC is smart, and the last fight was like the worst fanfare ever. So would they put that fight on again so quickly if they thought it would turn out the same way? So this fight just kind of leaves me with one question in my mind, and that's, what's the catch? What does the UFC see that I don't? And I think that's more the question of this fight than who's more likely to win.
Interesting. Mac, you got any thoughts on this fight, man? We got Mr. O'Malley versus, and here I'll pull up the fight center from good old ESPN. Last time going into this fight, the first fight, I was like, it's kind of like 50-50. I kind of lean more 60-40 towards Sean just because of his performances up to that point. But Merab, man, between this fight and his last fight, just showed why he's the champ right now, right? He showed championship level mentality, composure, and sheer gas tank from hell, right? You like, this is the guy you don't want to go rounds with because he's not tired. when you're tired.
Yeah, while you're tired, he'll kiss your forehead.
Yeah, exactly. Or your back, all types of stuff. Just violate you. Mac, what you got going into this one, man? I know it's kind of early, but what's your thoughts?
Like Sean O'Malley has the tools to win this, but I definitely think he's the underdog in this fight just because of how well Merab is able to mix up his striking with his grappling. Like when you have these pure strikers and they've already shown a vulnerability towards a fighter's grappling offensive, then that automatically puts an advantage in Merab's corner because Sean O'Malley is not going to land any takedowns of his own. Yeah. He's not really going. He doesn't have the best like guard in MMA, so it's not like he's going to finish off his back. So there's more ways to win for Merab right now, and whenever you see it with karate combat all the time. There are fighters that are superior, and that's the key thing that's going to happen with where we'll talk later with Spong and Alvey is if Alvey is able to get those takedowns, it doesn't matter that Spong is the superior striker because now you're bringing in that grappling aspect. And even though karate combat is a striking focused rule set, it's still that fundamental aspect of fighting where if a striker has to be worried about getting taken down and getting punished for those takedowns, then that affects their striking ability. It decreases that striking advantage.
Yeah, 100%, man. Great take, brother. Well, we will see. This is, like I said, it's June 7th in Newark, New Jersey. They always have really good fights at Prudential Center, though. I'm not going to lie. I enjoy the cards that are at Prudential
Wait, that's
Center.
in Newark?
Yeah, it's in Newark.
Ooh, I might have to go.
Do you think?
Yeah, but I
was
going to ask you guys right
Peña's
there.
mom boxing will pull off the win, though?
Huh?
Do you think Julianna Peña's mom boxing will pull off the win against
Julianna Peña is going to get absolutely demolished.
If Kayla Harrison can't take her down, I don't think she's going to win.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Kayla Harrison's hands aren't. They're not as established as she needs them to be. Yeah, all right.
What I've liked about Kayla Harrison though is
I'm still upset from the Peña fucking
she got that Ronda Rousey
fight, man. I'm still pissed, man. But to be honest, I think Kayla Harrison wins this one. I don't know. I think the pure power and strength that she has is going to overpower Julianna Peña. I think Julianna Peña is an amazing wrestler, amazing grappler. She definitely can like hold her own down there, but I just think she's just going to overpower her. I just think she's just too strong. Right? I want to see Kayla Harrison fight Chris Cyborg. Like really, like since Chris Cyborg said it, it has been in my mind. Like it's the only. I think that's the only fair match. And it's crazy that 35? Cyborg at her age can still consider a fair matchup with Julianna Peña. You know, but Julianna Peña is still 34. Like she's not super young.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't think Peña comes out of this with her hand raised. It was a very close one with Pennington. Like she barely beat Pennington. Like I don't even feel like she beat her. She won, but I don't feel like she won, right? And I don't know, man. I don't.
Nah,
I don't see her beating Kayla Harrison. Say that again.
I'm with you there. Pennington should have won that fight in my book.
Yeah, I mean everybody was saying it. It was so many different outlets saying like Pennington should have won that fight, bro. It's absolutely insane, but
crazy work.
Crazy work. This is a good card though. So far, starting off, you have no other fights yet on this card. Just these two, co-main and main. But starting off great, man. And then you got a lot of good talent from the New York, Canada, Jersey, just Maryland, that whole area right there. So pretty sure you get maybe a steamroller in there. Trying to think of some other guys.
Isn't
a few guys
Budka
from Jersey.
Also from Maryland? Dylan Budka?
Yeah. So. You got quite a few guys that might come out, might be dope, man. Might turn out to be an amazing card. Too. Exactly. Well, speaking of dope shit, and things going on, I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with me on my mic today. I'm just going through it right now. Don't mind me, chat and people. But before we move on, let's play some love to some of the sponsors of this show. If you guys haven't downloaded the Karate Combat app, please download the Karate Combat app. You see me wearing this beautiful shirt right here. It looks just like this. You type it in just like that. K with a C, Karate Combat, and you can vote on your favorite fighters with the karate token, and you can only win. You can't lose. You can't lose. You put your money, you put your tokens up. If you win, you win. If you lose, you get them right back. You can vote on the next one. Our next fight card is KC54 in Dubai, which I'm actually about to segue into that right now and talk about the card that they just dropped. But if you download the app, you can make your votes, and they have a lot of other cool things coming too as well. They just added football or soccer if you live in America. We did that last month. I think they'll be doing another one of those. And like I said, CJI and Karate Combat working together. So you can see some things coming from them as well. So go to your app store right now. Download the Karate Combat app. Super simple. KC54 is coming soon, May 2nd. So make sure you download it before that. And speaking of that, KC54 card dropped yesterday. Official card. And I ain't gonna lie. I had to text my boy Leo. I'm like, Leo, hey, y'all cooked on this one. Y'all absolutely cooked on this one because, bro, this card from top to bottom has a lot of hitters. Just the IFC card alone, they have I think 3 to 4 million followers together, right? The rest of these people on this card are all some of the biggest fighters, are have some of the biggest brands on social media from them. This is a powerhouse card. Now, we're not going to go into this card in depth today because, like I said, it just released yesterday. So we'll get some storylines. We'll do some research. And then next week when we come in, we'll get more in depth on some of the key matchups that you guys should look out for and some stuff going on. But I'll go through real quick and read. You got a bunch of familiar faces and some new faces in here. So they have the IFC bout, which is Brandon Jensen versus David Termizi. I think that's how you say that. So that's going to be content creators. That'll be cool. Then you have Roslyn Bendania and Amro Abdeen. They're going to be starting off the card. And I know that Roslyn guy has 1.8 million followers. Insane. Then you got Leela Shawn versus Asha Roka. That's going to be a dope one. I love Leela Shawn. Leela Shawn's dope. Good karate, great karateka. Asha Roka's also dope, coming from India, right? Asha Roka's Indian. Yeah, Indian. And she was supposed to fight, I think, and didn't end up fighting. So I think she's going to end up fighting this time. So it's going to be dope to see that. Chandio's also on this card, to be determined on who he's fighting. You got Sergey Veleskin versus Bruno Chavez. Sajid Satari versus Mo Abdurrahman. I'm gonna have a hard time pronouncing any of these names on the thing. I swear, I looked at this card and I said, I am starting
you got your homework cut out for you,
practice 3 weeks before I go to Dubai because this is gonna be a tough one. This next name, I don't even want to attempt it, guys. Look, it's this one right here. Watch my mouse. Oh, you can't see my mouse. Great, awesome. This one, yeah, there it is. You can see my mouse. This name right here, okay, against this name right here. I can't even say that one either, okay? We're not even gonna try that. I know this one, Ali Aliv versus Muhammad Osili, and this is your prelims. And like I said, Leela Shawn and Asha Roka, both crazy strikers. This is man's up and coming, big brand, pro fighter and content creator. And the rest of these is going to be absolutely insane. Ali Aliv is crazy. Chandio is crazy. If y'all didn't watch the last, what was that? Thailand, I think he fought on. What was the last one he fought on? I want to say it was Thailand. Yeah. Insane fight. But let's move on because we got the main event. But before we jump into this, is there anything you guys notice about the main card?
All bangers.
No, there's something else. I want to see if pickers can pick up on it.
Do you remember what the original was? Snow Shazay Brand.
Oh, wow.
I do not think that title fight is happening in Dubai. And right now, as of now, the main card is Usama Asli versus Naimov Ferdashan. I think that's how you say that one, which is going to be an insane fight. Asli is crazy. If y'all guys can see Asli 4-0 Karate Combat has been insane. Knockout after knockout. Right? All KOs. Big Moroccan fighter. Super amount of love he gets from over there. And Naimov is a really good fighter as well. So that's gonna be a crazy one. Right after that, you got Ali Zarenfar versus Adam Noy. Banger.
And that's probably I would say that's a #1 contender fight.
Bruh, for sure it is. For sure it is. I'm pretty positive it is because Ali Zarenfar has what? Two wins? 2-3 wins? Adam Noy, 2-3 wins?
Yeah. And
Adam
they're
Noy's
both
3-0, right?
extremely high level
3-0.
strikers. Like
Extremely.
whoever wins this and fights Makako, this is Makako's chance to prove that he is the best striker in the world.
100%. I think he's ready for that. It's either after this they get a contender shot, or if the person in the co-main event, which it looks like right now, Muhammad Mokaev, who already comes from UFC and is undefeated, right? If he gets a win and then maybe he fights one of them and then that's a contender. I don't know. It could go either way. But that's going to be an insane matchup. That is the sleeper. I'm going to say that's the sleeper matchup of the main card. Like, that is going to be insane. I promise you. It's going to either be a really quick knockout or 3 to 5 rounds of pure striking, just showcasing, bro. So that's gonna be insane. Next, after that, we got Jaden Enoch coming back. This is another person who's just knockout after knockout after knockout.
100K, baby.
Combat. Yeah, Mr. 100K himself. Shout out Jaden. Jaden cool as shit. Jaden also got blood on my shirt when I interviewed him last time. So you owe me an H&M t-shirt, Jaden. A H&M, the one with the lines on the neck, beefy neck. I'm gonna send you the link. Don't worry. But I looked out. I'm like, who did it? I looked back at the thing and I was like, it was him. He's just bleeding from his nose and stuff while he was talking. But he's fighting Kia Marin Abasov. I hope I said that right. If I didn't, I'm so sorry. But this is gonna be a 200-pound catchweight bout. And Jaden Enoch has impressed us so far. So I don't see him letting us down this time. I haven't seen the other person fight. I'll be doing research on them and let you know how I feel about that matchup next week. But co-main event, Mohamed Mokaev, the newly signed, our newest sign and biggest signing I think we've maybe ever had in karate combat. As far as like brand wise, a massive amount of followers. And he's fighting against Bolad Zamabekov. I don't know if I said that right. Looks like he's from Kazakhstan. I see blue and is that Kazakhstan? I don't know.
It looks like it.
Yeah, another bantamweight bout. So we got 2 bantamweight bouts in this main event that are going to be very large contender, how do you say it? I'm losing a word right now. What is it? Contender
title contender?
Yeah, well, I mean like contender indicators. I'm sorry. There it is.
Title eliminator.
There we go, my man. All right. And to set it all off, we already knew about this one, but we got to say it again because this is going to be insane, bro.
Insane.
Tyrone Spawn, the heavyweight champ, Sam Alvey versus Tyrone Spawn, the combat sports journeyman who has so many damn titles that if I sat here and named them all, we'd be sitting here all fucking day. So I can't do that. All right. But these two will be facing off in the pit in Dubai. Absolutely insane. This is going to be a crazy fight. And I think this stadium is going to be packed. Like, I think this is going to be, you have a lot of not EU guys. You got a lot of Middle Eastern guys on this one that have massive followings all around. So
I mean,
think this is
gonna be, over there.
Yeah.
Mohawk
for sure. Because he always fought over there. So it's like, bro, it's going to be insane, man. I'm super excited. Any standout matchups y'all have from this card? I say pick 2. Pick 2 if you can, or just card? one or two. Yeah, you could do just straight one, or you could pick 2 if it's too hard to pick one.
I mean, I'm gonna avoid the main event because that one's obvious, and I'm gonna avoid the Mokaev fight. I'm gonna say the Adam Noy versus Ali Zarenfar fight should be absolutely incredible, and it's kind of hard to pick between Anod and Osley, but both of those fights I expect a good KO. So. I mean, you can't pick 2 fights off of this. Every single fight on this main card is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
So, don't underestimate the opponent that Jaden Enoch's going to be fighting in this card. He's a former ONE FC middleweight champion.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't really know.
I just said I expect a knockout. I didn't say I expect Jaden Enoch to get a knockout.
There we go. Let's hear
He
it.
almost got knocked out in his last 2 fights too, but I mean, I know both those guys go in there to kill.
Yeah, because he's always going in for that kill. He leaves himself open. So, and that's the pro and con. I mean, that's the con of being a warrior and like somebody who likes to bang it out. And a lot of times you leave openings for the other opponent. Mac, what 2 fights are you looking forward to? You could pick a main or prelims too. Yeah, main card or prelims right here.
I'd say Lila Shawn versus Asha Roque. I'm really hyped about. Like that's going to be a banger fight, and that's another one that like whoever wins that, I don't think they're going to get the title. They might get the title shot immediately just because Stephanie Oliveira is hungry for a fight.
Yeah,
but the winner of that is one of the top contenders right away.
100%. Yeah, and what else? Give me a main card one.
I gotta go same Ali Zarenfar versus Adam Noy. That's going to be one of the highest level striking matches on this card because you got Adam Noy with his Muay Thai credentials, Ali Zarenfar, one of the best fighters coming out of the Chinese kickboxing scene, which Chinese kickboxing is actually a pretty high level kickboxing scene. Like people were kind of surprised to have see Ali Zarenfar fighting in Karate Combat when he announced because people thought he was going to be going to like One or Glory.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say the same. I'm not gonna lie. I always say it on here. The women's fights for me are some of the best that happen. And Lila Shawn, big fan. Asha Roque, big fan. I feel like both of them are key kind of leaders in the sport from where they're from. And it's awesome to see that they represent all of the young women and women from their respective homelands. So I'm excited to see that one, high level striking in the women's department. And yeah, Ali Zarenfar versus Adam Noy. I'm really excited to see that one. I think bantamweight division, like we've always said, is the most stacked division in Karate Combat right now. It's exciting to see these straight out like insane strikers meet up with each other and be able to showcase their skills and have the best man win. So I definitely not, and I want to give a honorable mention to Osama Asli. I feel like he's really been making waves. He's definitely gonna be somebody if he could keep up what he's been doing. Somebody who can really be something in Karate Combat. He's already like giving back to his community. He went back home after this last win. He did a lot with his home country and like charity work and stuff like that. So really dope to see. So honorable mention there. Also, Naimov is no slouch as well. So super excited to see that, man. So KC54 Dubai. If you're gonna be in Dubai, right here, look, karate.com/tickets. Get you some, punk. Cause it's gonna be one of I'm telling you, I'm bringing all my Habibis out. I'm trying to get out there just a tad bit early to do a little more promotion to help out. But it's gonna be a big one, bro. I feel like this one's gonna be super dope. I hope we do it at the same stadium we did it at last time. I don't know what they're doing this time just yet. So we'll find that out. But before we hop into this interview with my man Richie Lewis, we also have one more thing to talk about with Karate Combat. We've been talking about this for like the past, I don't know, what, 2 weeks, something like that. About what's been going on with what the hell? Somehow I lost it. Oh, here it is. Okay. About what's been going on with these weight class situations and what Karate Combat is going to do. And the token holders have voted and they have decided to change the weight classes and the names to match the MMA standards. All right. So if you didn't know, the Kick-12 proposal was a vote regarding the alignment of weight classes with the standardization of standardized divisions recognized in major MMA promotions like the UFC, LFA, and all of the other ones that kind of are on that circuit. We did have our own weight classes that kind of were similar to the Karate Association and more karate focused leagues, but as the new rule sets have changed over the last year or so, it has become more MMA. So bringing a lot of MMA guys in, there was a bit of confusion there, and this is why the rule was brought up, right? We've discussed it over time, and token holders put their votes in and they voted. Now, this isn't the actual like final vote, but this was how it was damn near the whole time. It was pretty much like 90. I forgot what the ending was, but it passed like last Friday, I think I want to say. So, I mean, last Monday, this past Monday. So a few days after the show where it passed. So insane. What is this? What is this? Is this unified MMA weight classes a smart move, or is it identity loss? Mac Tyson.
I think like this was not like a hill that I was going to die on. Like
Yeah,
I was very impartial about this personally, but I think this is just a bigger indication that like a lot of those diehard karate traditionalist fans, they have pretty much accepted this. Either they've stopped watching or they've accepted this more MMA focused movement going forward.
Yeah.
This more MMA striking movement going forward. So I thought I was seeing some like hints that some of the whales might have been shifting more towards one way or the other, but when the early voters just like blew out and didn't even make it competitive, I think that just made anyone that had any doubts just go with the crowd.
Yeah, I didn't vote. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't vote at all. I was going to. I remember we were all talking about it too. I was going to. I didn't vote. I was like, I'm gonna see what the token holders and the rest of them are gonna say. And I have a lot. I could sway quite a bit. I could sway if I want to, but I told you set this one out. I was partial. I didn't care. Like it could have went either way for me. I feel like either way had its pros and cons, so it wasn't really a loss on either side, right? It was pretty neutral in my opinion. But it is what it is, right? Token holders spoken, and that's the cool thing about karate combat is when shit like this hits the fan, or they have proposals, or the fans or the board has proposals, it goes to the token holders and the people who are invested their actual capital into this league or into the token are able to help make decisions. And that's fucking cool to me. I don't know. That's one of the main reasons when I got introduced to karate combat, I was like, oh shit, what? I'm sticking around. Okay, I like this. This is cool. You give the fans a voice, because that's something we always feel like we don't have inside of actually what goes on. Pickers, do you have any thoughts on this? I know you were for the unification of the MMA for the new guys coming in, because we're getting a shit ton of MMA guys, which is cool. I like it. You know what I mean? And I want more karate guys to come in and want to fight the MMA guys to prove that this is karate combat and karate is, one of the main things here and hold it down for the name. But what's your thoughts?
Is there a weight cap on the heavyweight?
Yes, it is the same as it's 265 now.
I like all of it except for that part.
Yeah.
I like the uniformity. I think it's good for people to have recognizable terms. I think it's good for karate combat to have to spend less effort educating people on how things work. I think that's always going to be a struggle to educate your fans and make sure they properly understand what's happening and what the rules are. And I think that's just one more extra step removed, and it's now a lot more relatable and more digestible to a lot of people. And I think ultimately that benefit outweighs any of the cons of, losing an identity or something like that.
Yeah. So hold on. Yeah, heavyweight caps at 265. Super heavyweight, I don't think has a cap, right?
There is no super
oh, well then, yeah, then I have.
There's
no
no. So hold on. It's no super heavyweight. It will only be heavyweight, and that's from 205 to 265.
Yes.
Okay.
So we don't get our 350-pound giants fighting in the pit.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah. See,
and
Merab
like has to stay under 265, which I think that's around where he is anyways.
I want to see Brian Shaw and Halfthor duke it out in there.
Oh, we're gonna have to get him down to 265, man. We gotta get him
Give me two Bob Saps and let them run at each other.
Absolutely insane, man.
Yeah,
I like it.
I guess they could always do exhibition fights, but it would have been cool to see. So, I really like the way boxing does it, where you can have guys walk into the ring at 300 pounds. It's just,
boys.
It's fun. It's just fun.
The big boy
It
is
really
just
does
shaking
show
it
the
out of there.
power of MMA though, because like boxing is the only combat sport that like doesn't feel tempted to change their weight classes at all, because boxing does not share the weight classes with MMA at all.
Yeah.
But you see some kickboxing organizations like Glory adopting weight classes similar to MMA, but other ones like K1 that don't.
Well, boxing also just has many more weight classes, and I think that's because 5 pounds tends to make a lot bigger of a difference in a boxing match than an MMA fight. I mean, you have probably like double to triple the amount of weight classes in boxing as you do in MMA.
Yeah, but boxing is also a very traditionalist sport.
Yo, you know it's crazy. I didn't even peep this. If y'all don't know if y'all know who this is, Grandma Habib, which I tried to get on the show. That's my homie. I love her. Nelly is amazing. She's one of the sweetest people you'll ever meet. And she has the most memorabilia of UFC, the most autographs and everything that I've ever seen in my life. She's absolutely amazing. I've been to like 3 UFCs with her. She is the most knowledgeable, like one of the most knowledgeable people I know about this whole sport. And she's real cool with Habib. She said option 1, which was keep Karate Combat's original stuff. That's interesting. That's interesting. I want to message her and ask her how she felt about that. But going through some of the comments, let's see. Trigger D said, "Set the president. MMA fans have been clamoring for creating a cruiserweight division, 206 to 235, and removing the 265 limit on heavyweight." Interesting proposal. Let's see. Mark Will said, "No, stop trying to be MMA. Just because MMA does it, it is not enough to convince me to vote yes on this." So Mark's not with it. Let's see right here. They said voted. Why is Demolition Man on the roster? On the poster. Oh, why is the Demolition Man on the poster? He's talking about Robelis.
Because he got a badass nickname.
Robelis. He definitely has a badass nickname and a badass right hand. Please stay away from
And
it.
one of the shortest careers in karate combat history.
Oh, yeah.
Go by Cage Time.
That man, I'm going to tell you something.
Quickly becoming the fighter. He's on track to be the fighter with the most fights.
If you got paid, yeah, okay. If you got paid by seconds, Robelis would be the richest man in the world. Like literally, if you think about getting paid, right? If you got paid $20,000 to fight, and you ended it in a minute, you made $20,000 in a minute. That's one of the best. If you do that by hours, holy, I don't even want to think about that. Hold on, real quick. I'm texting Richie the invite link on here.
I will say though, like when it comes to the uniformity of weight classes, I think eventually they're probably going to put up a proposal for like making lightweight 155 and introducing a featherweight of 145. I'm fully in favor of that. But the one thing I don't want to change is keep welterweight 165. It doesn't make sense that MMA has a weight class that's 170 and all the other ones. That's just something they did because that's how it was in the beginning, and they kept it. But keep that spread of having that 5.
Final thoughts on this?
That way, also you can introduce, maybe as the sport grows, introduce other weight classes and go every 10 pounds up to 265.
The only thoughts I have is that I want to see 2 320-pound guys bang it out. However, whatever else has to change to make that happen, I'm on board with it. I'm willing to sell out my other thoughts. I just want to see the 2 giants in the pit. I think that would be unbelievable. And finally, we have a structure where 2 giants can't break it. So, even better.
Yeah. That would be absolutely insane to see some 300-pounders in there, bro.
Maybe one day heavyweight will become like 225, and they'll reintroduce a super heavyweight.
Let's just take off the cap. Just 205 and up heavyweight.
Well, but the fact
then
is,
people can't accuse you of being like MMA. It's a win-win. Everybody wins.
He's right.
Just call it open weight.
All right. So Richie Lewis said he will be here in about, I think about 6 minutes. I think we got through. Oh, we could talk about this. Oh, dang, we almost did miss this. Let's talk about this really quick. Did we talk about it? Did we talk about Cejudo?
No.
Well, Henry Cejudo said his next fight is his last fight. Do we believe him this time? Is he really hanging it up? Or is this another one of his antics?
I think we believe him this time. I think he retired last time because of how bad he got beat down by Merab, and then he saw Merab do that to literally everybody, and he said, "Oh, I'm not that bad." And then he came back and listen, whatever you want to say about the stoppage for the Song Yadong fight and the way it went down, he was getting whooped before he got poked in the eyes. He was getting whooped
100%.
the whole fight, every round. So I think Cejudo is a guy who's gotten gold in the Olympics. He's held 2 belts in the UFC simultaneously. He's one of like 3 fighters to do that.
Yep.
I don't think he's going to be a guy who's cool just fighting in the top 6, top 7 for money. I think he's got plenty of people he can coach. I think he's got a large social media following. I think he has plenty of other ways to make money. And I think if he's not chasing gold, he's not interested in competing. So I think in his mind, if he doesn't win his next fight, he's pretty much completely out of title contention. And I think that's accurate. So I think it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, honestly, I said it was time to hang it up at the Merab, but I could have been wrong. You know,
I think if he beats a good opponent in his next fight, there's a chance he sticks around. But
I think
believe him
he
when
does.
he
I think he
says-
owes Song Yudong a rematch.
I don't think I think Song Yadong owes him a rematch. I don't think he owes Song Yadong anything.
Yeah.
I think he got double poked in the eyes.
Same. Yeah. No,
I really
100%.
think-
That was insane.
I really think also part of it's like psychological for him. He was always a competitor that like when he felt to be the best, he needed to dedicate his whole life to the sport.
100%.
No girlfriends, no nothing. Now he's a family man. He has a daughter, America. Like
Yeah, it changes the way you think. It changes the
some
way you live.
some people like when they get that kid, like it's new motivation for them. That's a new hunger for them. But for him, he wants to dedicate so much time to his daughter that it's completely changed his competitive nature. So if he's not able to adapt his mindset to be able to balance those two things, then he needs to make a pick.
Yeah.
And he's going to choose his daughter every day.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. When it comes down to it, if I had to make the hard choice, 100% choosing my kid, bro. That's just how the story goes, you know. Once you become a parent, you start living through them. You know, you kind of put yourself to the side. So I completely understand why he's, why he would do something like that. So let's go. But Triple C's had a great career, man. Like he's done some stuff that might honestly never be done again. He's gonna go down as one of the best to do it. Was considered pound for pound, along with many other greats. So regardless if he hangs it up or not after this, he's still gonna go down as one of the top of the top that ever do it. So shout out to him in his glorious career, and hopefully his last fight is a banger. We're gonna see probably his last fight and DP's last fight this year. So insane. Before Richie gets here, which he should be here soon, shout out to our other sponsor, Brave Browser. If you're still using Chrome, you're living in the past, it's time to switch up things and use the Brave Browser. The browser built for privacy, speed, and freedom. No creepy trackers, no invasive ads, especially on YouTube. Just lightning fast browsing and cleaner internet experience. And here's the best part: Brave rewards you for using their friendly ads. Every time you scroll, every tab, every click, you're stacking up the value. So use Brave Browser. Head to brave.com, download it now for free, and take back control of your web. Browse smarter, Brave Browser. All right. So that's our other sponsor, Brave Browser. You see up at the top over there somewhere? I think it's that way. It's above Mac on that side. Yeah.
It's become my primary browser.
Huh?
It's become my primary browser.
Yeah. I mean, I use it for everything. I'm literally on it right now.
Mhm.
Whenever I share, I use Brave Browser. Whenever I'm on YouTube, I use Brave Browser because it's just much easier to not have to sit through ads when you're trying to get through a quick tutorial or just watch a video. I don't want to watch MMA Zone and then have to sit through 3 ads. YouTube. I'm sorry, I just don't, bro.
Yeah, and for those J-Kick fans that are always looking for like a good VPN so that they can watch the region locked fights, Brave has a built-in VPN that you can use to watch fights.
100%, and it's good, It is and they'll let you use it for free too for a while. So check it out. You can use this for free. It's a little trial they have, and to check it out to see if you like it. I mean, to me, I've used Norton. I've used quite a few rivals for sure. And it's also easier to have the VPN in the browser, like built into the actual browser. It's a little easier to do it that way for me, in my opinion. Oh, we lost Pickers. No. No.
I'm back.
No.
I don't know what just happened. Got an email.
Well,
there we go.
I think we got one more. I think we got time for one more. Oh, and I know we didn't talk about this one. I think I skipped over this for sure because we were running through stuff. And we had much time, but I think we got time to talk about this really quick. I guess we can do real quick, 60-second thoughts on this one. All right. Keep this one. We'll keep this one quick. Yeah, you already know where we're going with this one. This one got removed because we had some other stuff to talk about, but let's talk about it. Mike Perry and Dillon Danis. This was gonna be crazy. So KSI is out from what Mike Perry said here. Actually, I'll let Mike Perry say it.
This last minute one, can I ask who would it be against?
Well, why not?
Just
for you, Ariel.
Yeah.
KSI is out.
Yeah.
Dillon Danis wants to fight MMA.
Okay.
I'm saying yes, but we got to see what man's coming up with over there in Misfits. And they're changing it completely because he was going to fight KSI in what, boxing?
Yeah, but that was supposed to be this past weekend, March 29th.
Yeah, it looks like, the date changed a little bit, but
okay,
might not be too far away. I might get in trouble for dropping that, but
they love us. They love us.
Yeah. So Mike Perry, Dillon Danis, KSI off the board. We talked about that a little bit, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think. So they will be fighting, and it might be an MMA if they can get this deal done.
Is the GFL even real? That's the first question that pops into my head when I see this. Is the GFL even real? Is he supposed to fight Tony Ferguson? Like, is that a real thing, or is it just like, is it like fantasy basketball? I don't understand.
I'll believe it. I'll believe GFL exists when
there's any fight ever, right? Yeah, I'm with you there.
Wow. Yeah, when was it? Didn't we just talk about Danis fight? Yeah, Danis fighting Tony Ferguson was like a week or two ago. So hold on. Hold on. When does Danis fight Ferguson again?
I'll look it up.
This is crazy. Funny. So okay, Matt, give me your 60 seconds. What do you even think of this, bro? Like what I don't even know, man. This is one, Mike Perry's fucking hilarious. Just for you, Ariel. For you, I'll do it. Like, I'm probably not supposed to say this. Like, he's probably getting all types of calls from Logan and Jake Paul and them now about this. But what comes out of this, man?
I don't know. Like Dillon Danis was supposed to be the next hot thing in MMA like a long time ago. I don't. It's like the GFL. I don't believe a Dillon Danis fight is happening until they actually show up in the venue. And even
he showed up for his last one, at least.
Yeah. He tried to get a guillotine on that one too, I think. I mean, this might actually work better for him in an MMA actual environment, him doing that.
He might be a beast in MMA for all we know. He is definitely already like one of the most accredited grapplers in MMA, even with a 2-0 record, just because of his background in competitive submission grappling. But I mean, I'm looking it up. This Tony Ferguson fight was supposed to be May 25th. So how is he planning to fight Mike Perry if he already has a contract with Tony Ferguson? The GFL is not real, guys. The GFL is not real. Doesn't make any sense. Crazy. I'm here for it, though. I would love to see Dillon Danis fight anybody in MMA. I'm still a believer that he could be good. And I mean, if he beats Mike Perry, that really does a lot for his stock as a fighter because Mike Perry is a good fighter and he was a good MMA fighter.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big guy for him to face too, considering he fought most of his career, Walter.
Yeah. I'm gonna just choked on my spit. That wasn't good. But yeah. And that wasn't because of this fight. It's just laughing at MMA pickers. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. MMA Misfits MMA. I think that'll be the first MMA fight Misfits does too. I don't think they've done any MMA fights yet.
Didn't they do the Eddie Hall one? Or was that some random other promotion in Europe?
Oh no, that's a good question. But no, I think that was some random promotion. I don't think they did that. Because I usually watch like the Misfits press conferences and stuff, and I would remember Eddie Hall. They're usually the ones that do majority of like their content creator stuff.
It can't be that different, right? Putting on a boxing match and putting on an MMA fight.
Nah, I mean, just get an octagon and you get the right judges, you'll be fine.
Yeah, different commission, same stuff.
Yeah, different mish, same shit. But yeah, man, be interesting. I don't know who's gonna win this fight. You know, I don't know. I would love to see the odds on this. I think that's my next question. I want to see the odds on this. Who comes out as the overdog and who's the underdog? I want to say in the MMA, I think they might give it to Danis.
No.
All right.
No.
We'll
No
see.
way. No, dude, he hasn't fought MMA in 5-6 years. He's had 2-3 major surgeries.
When the last time Mike Perry fought
is.
MMA? 2020.
Perry, yeah, but at least he's been active the whole time.
He's been,
also,
but BKFC, no grappling.
Yeah, but I mean, he was a half decent grappler in the UFC, and he has really good takedown defense. If Dillon Danis can't get that fight to the ground, he's gonna get busted up real quick. Bad. Also, Perry's very durable. He's just a very, very durable human being. Did he ever get subbed in the UFC? He definitely did at least once, right? We gotta look up the stats on that one. I'm curious now. He got subbed once in his whole career. Sheesh.
Who? Perry?
Yeah.
Well, Dillon Danis is good, man.
By Donald Cerrone, he got.
Wow.
That's something.
That's so. On that note, shout out Mike Perry though. That's my dog. I follow Mike Perry. Mike Perry comes to karate. Well, he used to come to Karate Combat a lot. They got DBX going now. They doing their thing over there.
Yeah,
man.
he got Karate Combat at home.
Yeah, basically. They got John Jones now. That was a big thing for them.
Without kicks.
Yeah. Very similar, but you know, they got their own thing, man. They gonna do their own thing. We're gonna do our own thing.
Which honestly, like, I'm not a fan of that rule set. Like, there's no offense. They gave the fighters zero offensive ability when they're on their back to defend themselves.
Oh yeah,
that's a good point. Actually,
I didn't even think about that. You're right.
That's why the knockout rate is so high, because if you get a knockout, you got zero offensive. All you can do is maybe sweep, or pull guard.
100%. Yeah, facts. I don't know. Yeah, I haven't watched much of it. Hold on, let me see. This is Richie. Actually, you guys continue.
Let's see.
Honestly, I think they just wanted to copy Karate Combat because dirty boxing makes much more sense using knockdowns instead of the ground and pound rule.
Yeah, no, I think I was really surprised when I watched their first card a few weeks ago. You see Yo Romero get another knockout on there?
Yeah. I saw that fight, and then the guy from Ghost Shed that fought. He came in.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He got
he did it.
And there was another guy from the Goat Shed who got like a super fast knockout in BKFC too, wasn't there?
Yeah. That was insane, yeah.
It was like one of the
they've been running up. They've been running it up, man. They've been running up the dubs. I will actually be in Miami on Tuesday. So, let's talk about that real quick. And then also, MMA pickers, how quick can you do your betting setting?
I only got a couple picks today, but I got some good dogs for y'all.
All right, awesome. We're going into that right after this. Listen, I dropped a little bit. I dropped a funny ass kind of skit on the Warriors Voice Instagram. And
Yes, he did.
also, we will be dropping more content. I want to be dropping more skits, comedic stuff. I'm also going to be going to more gyms. I'm going to try to get MMA pickers involved. I want to go up to Turbo Kickboxing, so maybe I'll go up there, grab Mike Tyson. We go hang up there for a little bit, go holler at Turbo, see what he's got going on. But we're going to start bringing more content to the page, not just the live stuff, not just the clips from the podcast. We're going to start bringing more IRL content. I'm going to probably be doing some stuff with a lot of the Goat Shed guys. I'm going to reach out some of the Kill Cliff, American Top Team guys that I know, maybe Marcus Perez, some of the other guys down there, and we're going to start doing a lot of content. Also, I'll be in Florida soon, so I'll be around a lot of these guys, and I just want to start setting the precedent of what is going to be. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to be having a lot of shit coming. We're going to scale this up. It's going to take time. We're learning. We're at episode 27, so we've been very consistent with this. We've been doing this every week that we can. Sometimes I'm out of town for the fights, but man, we've been going strong 27 weeks. So be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be dope, man. And if you haven't checked out Grandmaster Faye, go check out Grandmaster Faye, man. My uncle, man, he be out here doing his thing, man. He out here. I'm trying to tell you,
send me his number.
Listen, I'm gonna send you his number, man. Hey, listen, he also told me when I told him that you were Jewish, he said that he was a 47-degree black belt in Jiu-Jitsu. I was like, I never even heard of that shit, bro. But listen, my uncle's crazy, bro. So maybe he'll make an appearance on the show. Who knows, man? Maybe
it matches up with my judo.
If you want to check it out, man, check out the Warriors Voice Instagram, which I have been posting on. Also, our TikTok. We got a TikTok as well. It's all the Warriors Voice, a TWV podcast. TWV podcast. I'm gonna switch it to that on everything. Actually, it just works a little better. It's not as long for you guys to type out. But Richie said he needs about 10 minutes, so I'm gonna switch it over to MMA Pickers real quick and let him give you all his bets of the week. So you already know what time it is. I'm about to get him the screen. We about to get up out of here, and he gonna do his thing. Let's go.
All right, guys. So we're gonna keep it short and sweet. I found a couple of quick $20 bets that'll pay out over $100 total. A few kind of crazy long shots that I really like. First off, we're going to go to Gerald Mearshart versus Brad Tavares. Right now, I think Gerald Mearshart by sub is sitting at a plus 500. If you grab that with $20, that's a nice $100 profit. Brad Tavares is good. He has good takedown defense. But I think what we've seen in Gerald Mearshart's last few fights is he's always had very good jiu-jitsu, of course, and very good submission game. But I think his top game and his wrestling has really evolved, and he's gotten a lot better at setting up his takedowns with striking. I think if he does manage to get Brad Tavares to the ground, remember, this is the guy with the most subs in middleweight, so I think he will be live for a sub there. And at 5-1 odds, I really like that. Now, there's a good chance Brad Tavares goes in there and starches him, but at 5-1 odds, I'm buying on that all day. Let's go Gerald Mearshart by sub. We got another submission prop next. We're going to go over to Burrito versus, what's his name? It's bad that I don't know his name because I'm betting on him. I'm blanking right now. Anyways, it's the third to last fight of the night. That's right. Pat Sabatini. Unbelievable grappler, really, really strong finishing ability, really, really good with back takes and rear naked chokes. And on the flip side, Brito is good, very, very good on the feet, very strong, very powerful, very fast twitch, but he has shown a weakness in the grappling exchanges. $20 on Pat Sabatini by submission should pay out about $120 last time I checked. And then the final bet of the night, we got to bet on my boy Josh Emmett. Emmett obviously coming off of an incredible KO of Bryce Mitchell. He's a durable MFer. He's the only person in the UFC to go 5 rounds with Ilia Topuria, although I do believe I watched the first 10-7 I've ever seen in my life that night. I mean, this dude just constantly evolving, works with great coaches, humble, down to earth. He's fighting a really, really good, basically undefeated prospect. He does have one draw on his record in Lerone Murphy. And, Lerone Murphy's the favorite. I really do like the money line at plus 265 on Emmett as well. But one line that really entices me is Emmett by KO, because Emmett has ungodly featherweight power. I mean, ungodly. For 145, this guy hits like his fist weighs 145. We all saw what he did to, the Nazi guy, Bryce Mitchell. Had made him have a seizure flat in the middle of the octagon. I think if he has 5 rounds to hit Murphy clean, I think people are going to be really impressed with his takedown defense. And I think when it goes tit for tat, maybe Murphy will be able to outpoint and outvolume him. I'm not even 100% convinced he'll be able to do that. But when Emmett hits him with that touch of death, he's going to feel it. And I think that over 5 rounds, we're really live for a KO. And I don't think Murphy has fought anyone even close to this level of competition yet. And I think his last few fights have been very close against much lower caliber guys. So I'm going to do like kind of a double pick here. I would say put your good bet on Emmett just on the underdog line at plus 265, just in case. And then put a nice sprinkle on Emmett at KO, which I believe last I checked was at about a plus 450. And other than that, most of the other fights on this card are pretty 50-50. But that's just some lopsided value that I saw coming up here. A little shorter than usual, but I'm going to try to keep these a little bit more straight to the point and just try to give you guys a couple good value picks a week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother. Every week, my boy MMA Pickers coming with those picks for y'all. Try to find some value, man. And that's why when you stick around, it's a little hour or so into the show. You stick around for a little bit, you get a little bit. You know what I mean? So, Pickers is definitely, he goes into this every week, man. He looks down through all of this stuff. If y'all have ever, I don't know, I've talked about it before, but bro, this man is giving me notes before I went. How do you find all of this stuff, man? Like insane amount of research. So can't wait to see that. We're still waiting on Richie a little bit, so we're gonna chill for a second. He should be popping in a second now. That actually right there, baby. I said it, I said it and it happened. Sometimes it be like that, man. But listen, I just want to let y'all know, man, this next man that we got coming into the stage, definitely talking about some of the rising stars. This is one of the ones you have to mention. The current LFA champion, my man Richie Savage Lewis is in the building. What's good, Richie? How you doing?
What's up, King? Just got done, living a lifestyle out here in Miami, downtown, just enjoying life, being grateful, and ready to go win another belt.
Let's go, bro. I bet, man. How's the training going so far? I guess we can start there. For your fight, you do have, so for people who don't know, and it's in South Dakota, correct?
Yeah, Sanford, Pentagon, South Dakota, beautiful state, a lot of money there. People park their money there, and I'm always working a few angles, so I like to play in South Dakota.
Yeah, 100%, bro. So yeah, he'll be having his title defense, which is gonna be super dope, man. I'm gonna definitely be checking it out. I actually wanted to try to get up there, man, to see the fight. South Dakota's cool. It's a nice little spot. It's really nothing out there, but it's cool. The people are cool out there. I went out there for some biker stuff a while back, but bro, you're a journeyman, man, when it comes to wrestling and all types of stuff, bro. You've been around for a minute. And you, like I said, you've been running through LFA champ right now. You've been doing your thing, but take us back a little bit. Like, where was a turning point where you kind of knew, like, all right, look, I'm actually built for this, this MMA stuff, because you started in wrestling. It did a lot in NCAA. You were at Rutgers. You also represented USA. So what was that, like, that turning point? Like, I'm really built for this MMA stuff. I'm gonna take it serious.
Man, I always knew. I actually didn't even want to go to college to wrestle, but my mom really wanted me to get a good degree, so I ended up at Iowa Central. Where the legends went, man. John Jones, Cain Velasquez, Colby Covington, Phil Hall, Pat myself, and I always knew fighting was for me. I'm from River, with Frankie as my coach. It just was a matter of when. And then I ended up being way better at wrestling than I loved the sport. So I did it. Obviously, I won a world championship when I was 22. I was 4th on the Olympic ladder. And just I got an injury. God willing, I actually got that injury because that was kind of the catalyst for me to change when I was 24 years old to take a little bit of time and transition to MMA just because I kept winning. And so I might have pushed it off further if I didn't get that injury, So it was about when I was 24 that I was ready to commit. And I was training at Henzo Gracie's in New York City with the one and only
Yes, sir.
And I was training with him for about 2 years, jiu-jitsu, because I knew I had to get a good base training with the best in the world. Ryan, down to her, Gary Tony, and then Asim. And then when I was 26, yeah, he hit me up, was like, yo, I'm opening up this gym in Florida. Like, will you come out and teach a clinic? And I think he really just wanted to get me down there to be part of it.
Yeah.
I coached a clinic and stayed for 1 week. For like 2 months, and that's kind of when I knew, like, man, this is my place for me, and fighting's what I want to do, and it's my destiny.
Yeah. That's super dope. Hey, do me a favor, bro. Can you turn your phone to the side? It's kind of messing with your mic a little bit. I think from it being the yeah. Just turn it a little bit. There you go.
Is this better?
Yeah, I can hear you much better now. Yeah. I don't want it to cut in and out through the interview. They can hear what you're saying.
Oh, my
But yeah, you should be Gucci now, man. But yeah, that's interesting. So you started with a scene. Are you still at Go Shed? I know I seen a video of you the other day tearing somebody up at Go Shed. You had to do running out the gym. But are you still at Go Shed? Because I know you did spend some time at Kill Cliff. Are you still there?
Yeah, so I started my career at Go Shed the first year about, and then I moved up to Kill Cliff kind of for a change of pace, and it worked, man. I got really good for 2 years, and then I came back home to the Goat Shed. I've been back for 3-4 months, and the sky's the limit. I'm noticing changes not only in my fighting ability, but in my lifestyle, the energy, the people that I'm around. Yeah, I'm full time at Goat Shed. Camp's going good, and Awesome's pushing me. Obviously, I'm training with Shazabe. I'm training with Arturo. These karate combat guys, and
Yeah.
I'm doing my thing there, man. And I think a lot of people are going to be surprised at the product that we put out consistently with fighters.
Yeah, I mean, Go Shed is y'all record speaks for itself. Like people could say what they want about the gym, the virality, like what they do, and like how they don't like the way you guys go about stuff and how wild the gym is. But at the end of the day, the proof is in the pudding, right? If you go look at the records, it's a crazy winning streak. It's a crazy winning side versus the losing side of the bouts, right? You got a lot of UFC prospects in there on the women's and male side, right? And speaking of that, right, UFC, like you've been very vocal, like about like wanting to be up in the UFC. Do you feel like after this fight and this title defense in South Dakota that it's really time for them to kind of like bump you up to maybe Tough or Dana White Contender Series?
For sure, man. I think it's been time. They offered me a contract when I was 3-0 to be on the Ultimate Fighter. I didn't think that I was ready yet, so I went out and coached on Conor McGregor's team. I got a call not too long ago to go on short notice, but it was just didn't work out. I was a little bit too heavy, so I know I'm at the top of the list. I think in the beginning of my career, I really proved who I was, and I had a lot of momentum. And sometimes when you're really talented and things are going really well for you, when you first start something, you have this meteoric rise just off of like natural ability. And then when you hit that phase of those next 2 years where you're actually learning what the sport is, who you should put yourself around, what agents, what opportunities, things get a little clumsy. But during that time, I really went inward and focused on myself and self-mastery.
He might have got a call. Self-mastery, that's where he stopped at. Just so I remember.
That's good self-mastery there, Ken.
Disciplined.
Honestly, yeah, it's a very important aspect. And I'm definitely on the Savage hype train. I think that he could be a UFC champion one day. He's got the potential for it.
100%. Well, it looked like we lost Richie for a sec. He'll probably be coming back, but was saying some good stuff, man. And I also think too, man, he does, man. His wrestling is absolutely insane. Have you ever seen this man wrestling from like Rutgers and just also he was in pit submission. If you guys didn't see, he did pit submission maybe 2 or 3 pit submissions ago.
Yeah, it was Lance
Palmer. Yeah, against Lance Palmer. I think Lance Palmer's what, PFL guy?
But it wasn't even.
Yeah. Well, we were just talking about your pit submission. So I mean, I guess but you stopped on self-mastery. You said you were learning self-mastery as well.
Yeah, and I was just on this self journey, and yeah, so basically for the first 2 years, sometimes when you get really good at something, and it's not just natural. You have to refine yourself, and things get a little clumsy. But during that time, I really developed myself to be ready, and I'm doing things on my terms, right? I notice a lot of people try and think about this cookie cutter way. Okay, I'm going to go do LFA. I'm going to go do this. But if you look at the best guys, if you look at Conor McGregor, you look at Khabib, you look at Hamza, you look at Ilya, you look at Diego Lopez now, they're doing their things their way, and each way is different, and that's what makes it special. People are asking me, oh, what are you doing? When's UFC call? When's this going to happen? Right? This is my plan. And it looks different because no one's ever done it. And then that's what's going to make it special. You feel me?
Yeah. That's what's up, man. Create your own lane and stay in it, man. I tell people that all the time. Create your own lane and stay in it, man. Eventually, it's going to catch on and you're going to find people that's going to like what you're doing. They're going to jack what you're doing. So that's dope, bro. That's cool to hear, man. And I think, like I was telling them before you cut out earlier, that you are top talent, right? You do deserve to get that shot. And yeah, very dominant wrestling. And at this point right now, if you look at all the champions right now, what are they all really good at, right? For the most part, right? I think 80% of the champions right now in the UFC are all got there by very dominant wrestling, right? Islam Makhachev, you got Merab Dvalishvili, you got Pantoja is decent in BJJ. He doesn't really utilize it as much. He like the brawl too.
Ankalaev.
Another
John
one,
Jones,
right?
who went to the
Yeah,
same
John
Jones,
Jones,
yeah.
right? Like, so all of it is very heavy base. So I know I see it. I definitely want to be paying attention to your LFA fight and see that. We were talking about too pit submission, right? You did pit submission in Karate Combat. How was that for you? How was that experience? I like hearing people's like how they feel about getting in the pit because it's a different ball game once you get in there. So what was it like doing the pit submission in series? And you had a good formidable opponent, Lance Palmer. Shout out him. You guys put on a good show, but how was that, bro? How was that experience?
Yeah, man, it's awesome. Just it's next level from the production to the people involved to the fights that are happening to the crowd. It's definitely the future of not only karate but the future of combat sports. I think they should switch Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu over completely to the pit. I loved competing in it. It's nonstop. I would like to actually get a karate combat fight. Maybe even do like an MMA fight in the future in the pit. Like you never know what's gonna happen. Obviously, I got my eyes on the UFC, but I think that there really is nothing better than the pit aside from an octagon for fighting. You know.
Yeah.
Would LFA allow you to take a karate combat fight?
Yeah. Ed Swaros is the owner of LFA, and we have a very good relationship, and he promotes me well, and I think that he's a fighter's owner, you know, and he wants to put guys in UFC. He wants to put guys in front of people and promote them. At the end of the day, what's his job? He's a promoter. He wants me to defend my belt. He wants me to win on the LFA banner and represent it at the next level in the UFC. And I think that call is going to come right after this fight, so I probably won't be able to do too much in the pit. But yeah, he's been gracious with me. Actually, as soon as I got done with my fight against Lance Palmer, he was the first person that called me and was like, "I need you to do that in the LFA octagon." And that was amazing. He's like, "I want you to get on top of Mount, guys. You do that, no one's gonna be able to stop you." You know, I had a 15-minute conversation with him right after, and a lot of these promoters, you know, they get a bad rap because this, that, but man, if you do good by them, they're supportive people, and they're just looking for one thing, the best product, and that's me, and that's what I'm going to provide for them. So I have a fantastic relationship with them.
Yeah, that's fire.
A lot of karate combat fighters that come from a karate background that have also fought in like MMA or kickboxing say the thing that they feel the pit resembles the most is like tatami, the mats of like sport karate, just without the issue of the out of bounds. A lot of jiu-jitsu people also say that. From your wrestling background, do you feel the same, that the pit kind of feels more like a wrestling mat without out of bounds than anything else?
I feel like it's a mixture between a wrestling mat and the canvas, but I think they should switch wrestling over to the pit. I would much rather wrestle in the pit. I'm about nonstop action, and if you know me, you know I'm a pressure fighter, and I don't get tired, and my style is perfect for it, and that's why I'm very good in an octagon. You know, there's no out of bounds, there's nowhere you can go when a savage is coming after you, and I like, if you watch my fights, I'm in the center of the cage. I'm controlling. This is my cage, and I put guys on their back foot, and I put them on the edge in the pit. It's the pit in the octagon. It's the cage, and and they can't do much, and that's my style, and that's what I like. So, yeah, if I had a preference, I compete in the pit and the octagon every time in any sport, any combat sport.
While we on this subject of the pit and competing in the pit with grappling, we just talked about it earlier too. The big announcement Craig Jones made was, and I would definitely hear your opinion because you're somebody who comes from NCAA wrestling, right? But you've also trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with Gracie and down in Goshen. It's mandatory that all of the fighters do Jiu-Jitsu. Y'all all train in grappling. So, what do you think about this Gable Steveson versus Craig Jones matchup, which they use a CGI? They'll be using the pit as well. What do you think about this matchup? You got NCAA guy versus a jiu-jitsu guy. Where do you see it going?
Well, I mean, it's in jiu-jitsu, so obviously I'm going to give Craig Jones the nod. He's one of the best jiu-jitsu practitioners I believe ever. On a note of Gable Steveson, there's a lot of names that come up when you talk about the greatest of all time in wrestling. Usyk, Saitiev, John Smith, Jordan Burroughs, and Gable Steveson tops that list in my opinion. I've been around the world. I mean, I've trained with Khabib, I've trained with Islam, I've trained with Gordon Ryan, I've trained with Jordan Burroughs, I've trained and I've competed against the best in the world. I'm a world champion, right? And the best grappling feel, like in terms of wrestling that I've ever felt, definitely has been from Gable. He guy's a heavyweight and he can move with me and move light, but from a technical standpoint, I think Gable's the greatest, honestly, of all time. So when it comes down to that match, I think it's kind of like Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor type deal, you know.
Yeah.
So
It's a big matchup, but it's kind of a little heavily leaned on one side.
Yeah, correct. I think it'll be fun for the fans, but and I don't think it. I think it only adds to the sport of wrestling, and of grappling. So I think it's good for the sport, but yeah, I got Craig Jones in that match, but Gable's the GOAT of wrestling for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I agree, man. We were talking about that earlier. I think that's the sentiment we all have. It's kind of tough for you to come into that world of submission grappling and stuff like that from the wrestling because it's like more control, points, pins, and stuff like that. So it's gonna be interesting though. I'm gonna love to see. I went to the last CGI. It was crazy.
Yeah, if I have the opportunity, man, I'm actually looking. I'm looking to make my name across all combat sports. I'm a wrestling world champion. I'm looking to be an MMA world champion. And hey, who knows? Maybe I'll be a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion one day. And that's been starting off in the pit. So if I can get with more pit submission matches, more karate combat matches, maybe CJI if it fits, put me in there because I'll take out anyone, man. The best Jiu-Jitsu practitioners in the world in my weight class. It really doesn't matter, man. I know who I am, and I know that I'm the best in the world in multiple different sports, and I'm just taking my opportunities as they come, and now I'm calling my shot. CJI, you want a new champion? You bring my line.
Hey, that'd be dope, man. Hopefully Craig is in Dubai. I'm gonna show him this clip. Craig, don't fade my man Richie, bro.
I seen Craig yesterday, actually. He's in Miami. I seen him in Volk yesterday.
Oh, he's in Miami?
Yeah.
Well, the thing about you getting on pit submission could actually work out because you have your fight now. Granted, no injuries. We're always praying for that, right? They'll be doing probably June, July, and August in Miami. So, that's right hometown. That's easy money for you.
And who knows, man? Maybe President Awesome wants to make a belt for pit submission. I know Karate Combat got a belt, so I could be the first champion for pit submission.
Hey, that would be fire. I think it's about time. We've had quite a few fights in there. I think Craig Jones is honestly gonna be. I think he has the most wins in pit submission right now. So they gotta put him up on the rankings too. That would be done. Hey, would you take on Craig Jones?
Line him up. I'll put him down.
I was looking at the pickers. What you got for him?
Yeah, you mentioned you've just been back at the Goat Shed and you started off there. I've seen some of the craziest scramble videos from those Goat Shed jiu-jitsu rolls that I've ever seen in my life. I want to know, in your opinion, who's the best scrambler at the Goat Shed, other than you?
I think I know the answer to this. Can I write it down to see if I get it right?
Write it down.
I want to write it down.
Write it down, and then I'll tell you.
I'm gonna write it down. All right. All right. I'm gonna see if one of these makes. I'm done.
All right, Chris Alvidra is the main character.
Okay.
And Roy.
Echeverria.
Julio.
Black Rock.
Okay.
I have Black Rock up there, but I can respect both of those answers. Roy is insane, and Alvidra is He's
They had
just
that one video. Guy was in a standing guillotine, and he like did a flip to get out of it or something. I don't even remember.
Bro.
That
That's
was
Boris Novatskov, one of my good friends. He
Wow.
represented Bulgaria. He was a multiple-time All-American and full-time wild man.
Who was
That
the
was
who was
one
the
of the
dude you
craziest
was
things I've
choking
ever
out
seen.
that you had running out of the door? Go said.
in the viral video,
Yeah. Let's see
that
if
was
I can
Sam
find
Kilmer.
it. That's who?
Sam Kilmer.
Sam Kilmer. Oh, okay. Was he like? Is he an actual fighter, or he's just
Oh,
like a
Sam
content creator or
Kilmer
something?
trains at my gym. He trains at 8088. Crazy 88.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's insane. Huh? Let's
That's
see if
funny.
I can find a video. Yeah, those videos are insane. You see a lot of BlackRock's been going crazy. I told him you gotta stop bullying people at Go Shed, bro. He's been wrestling since he was like what 5 years old or some crazy shit.
Yeah, he was like a junior world team member. He actually helped me prep for pit submission. He's next level. He's next level. Once he gets in the gym and stays focused and strings together some camps and some fights, he's a guy that's top 15 UFC talent. You know.
Yeah. And no, I got one more question. Hold on, because I have to see this shit now. I need to know. I keep seeing this. What did he say to you here, bro? What did Austin say to you in this picture?
I don't know, but that fight was the most insane fight I believe in Goat Shed history. Richie Lewis versus Ernesto Rodriguez. My dog Mahmoud Sebi is fighting him for the Tough Enough belt. But it was just like everyone was talking about the Goat Shed. We had just started out, and they're just like saying we take easy fights or this, that. Everyone has opinion, and it's my second fight ever, and I'm taking on a guy that has a 2-0 record. Now he's 9-1. He's undefeated amateur, and I've been fighting for maybe 11 months, and I took this fight against a top prospect, and it just really put Goat Shit on the map, and it stamped who we are and what we represent. So I knew Austin was just hype. I don't even know if he was saying anything, man. I just know that he was proud of me, and he was so happy because as a coach, he can't go out there and fight. The only thing that he can do is teach us and then trust us to do our job. And he took a risk by letting me take that fight. But when you put a risk inside of my hands, I mean, I'm going to take it.
Yeah. Here's BlackRock's crazy ass. This I mess. Hey, look, where is it? It's right here. I said, stop bullying people, BlackRock. And then he said, I think I'll try to kill him, man.
Yeah, that boy is strong. You can hear me, yeah?
Yeah, we can hear you. I'm gonna stop sharing this real quick so I can pull you back over here. But yeah, we can hear you, yeah, man. But yeah, that seems like to be another thing that is like a consistent trend with y'all. Gus fought that kid. I can't remember his name. The kid was a prospect. They were talking about him. He's the next one. There's like top 3 guys in this to go to the LFC. I meant to the LFA. I meant to the UFC. And the guy Gustavo Villamil was fighting was supposed to be going to the UFC, and Gus guillotine choked him out in like the first round.
I mean, and that's really what we do, man. Like, we train and we build a team, and it's an individual sport, but you get your team around you and you practice with your teammates, you practice with your coaches, and you kind of like test your theory of martial arts and your theory of combat against another individual, but against another team's camp. And when you face challenges like that, honestly, it's the biggest catalyst for growth. And that's why I'm most excited for my LFA fight right now, because I know that how this guy is revered. I know he has a little bit of power. I know people think he's tough, and we're the top 2 prospects in the weight. So it's something that I look forward to, and it's a challenge, and it's been a catalyst for great growth for me. So I look forward to having a dominant performance and showing the world who I am, and specifically Dana White.
Yeah. Shout out Dana. Uncle Dana. See my boy. I'm
Bang
gonna be out
that
there.
line, Dana, bang that line.
I'll be out there next week for the fights. Shout out your teammate Alberto Montes having his UFC debut on UFC 314. That's gonna be super dope to see him fight on that. That's gonna be a crazy card. But I'm gonna swing it back to Pickers because I think he still have more questions. I want to hog up the interview. You're muted, brother. Your mic's muted. Yeah, I don't know if you're double muted. We can't hear you, bro.
I can't hear him either.
We can't hear you. Let me see something. Remove. Add. Oh, actually. There you go. Let me see. What about now? Nope. Yeah, we can't hear you.
Yeah, maybe put him out and then have him hit back in. That's what I did when I got a call.
Just drop back out and come back in. Yeah. We'll get him back in here. Mac, did you have any more questions for him? I got a few more, but
yeah, just curious. What are your thoughts about like the difference between learning more like the traditional Dutch kickboxing style at Kill Cliff, adapted for MMA, versus Goat Shed's more MMA striking karate combat hybrid style?
I think that for me, Asim is the best coach. He knows how to refine me. We're under the same system of Renzo Gracie, John Danaher. We kind of think the same way. So in terms of refinement and going in the exact direction I need to go, it's the best place for me. I think that Dutch kickboxing style was much needed. I did a year at Goat Shed when I first started fighting, and I just kind of got my bearings, got a couple fights in, and then I knew that I needed something different. So I moved to Kill Cliff, and the speed there of just the fighters, the UFC guys, it was another level. Honestly, from when we had first opened up. Obviously, now we have a whole stable of guys here at Goat Shed, and when I went there, man, I couldn't beat anyone. I couldn't strike with anyone. I'm getting dropped by Nick Lance, Sean Soriano, these top UFC guys. I couldn't keep up, and it took me about 3 months to get the speed. And then with the Dutch kickboxing style, you have to just continue to do repetition. You have to be durable. You have to build your body. And then obviously I had a great coach in Saeed Saparov, who's a Sambo guy from Russia. And I trained with him, and I trained with Nick Lance, and I trained with Henry, and I trained with Robbie Lawler. And then the sparring is just like nonstop. So after about 3 months, I started getting some wins in. And then after 6 months, I started, beating most of the guys. And then after a year and a half there, I mean, I'm not scared to say it. I think I was the best guy in the room, and I got exactly what I needed from Kill Cliff. And I'm so grateful for Henry and the coaches there, because they've taught me so much, and they really refined me, and they helped turn me into a different person. And then after that year and a half, 2 year stint, I had another child. I had a daughter. I wanted to be back in that spotlight in Miami and come back home. Goat Shed is my home, and I knew it was time to come back with Awesome, because you need different things in different seasons of your life, and for that season, it served its purpose, and it was amazing. And now there's a new season, and it's the Savage season.
let's go.
I got one more, but
hold on, let me get Pickers back in here
I was
first.
going to just say that Pickers is
boom. There we go. All right. Can we hear you now, Pickers?
Yep.
Yep.
Hear me?
All right, cool. Yep.
Perfect. Okay. Sorry about that.
Mac got one more, and then we're gonna let you end it off.
Oh, by all means.
Just fighters like Henry Cejudo and George St. Pierre always talked about like the benefits of cross training and like point karate, that like legit point karate that actually knows how to adapt that for MMA. Says that it's very good. It helped them a lot with setting up takedowns and using their wrestling in MMA. Is that something you would want to cross train in, especially maybe even leading up to your karate combat fight?
For sure. For sure, man. I mean, I'm training with Shahzaib, and it's definitely a different feel. Right before I started MMA, I was down in Miami doing ADCC camp with Mo Jossam. They call it Modofo camp, and they brought out Henry, and I was training with Henry for like 2 weeks, and he taught me about all the ranges. So he taught me when you're in boxing, wrestling range, when you're in that Dutch kickboxing range, and then he taught me being on the outside in that karate range. So I actually, when I started my career, used those staples and those footwork from Henry, from McGregor, how they use the range, because it's a different fight if we're right next to each other versus if we're at this Dutch kickboxer range versus if we're in karate, and they're all useful. And I think the best guys in the sport, like you're saying, Henry Cejudo and George St. Pierre, they know how to blend those ranges, and that causes a lot of trouble for guys, especially in MMA. So I think it's something that's very useful, and it's something that I'm very good at. I don't know if you've seen all my fights, but I could be on the other side of the cage and put someone all the way across in 1 second, and that's because I understand distance.
Yeah.
That's also why I don't get hurt. If you watch my fights, I got hit with one headbutt. That's the only time I ever been hurt in a fight. I broke my nose against Ernesto. Then I finished him after that, but I mean, I'm landing hundreds of punches to 10, 15. in all my fights, because I understand distance, I understand that karate range, and I know how to get in it and get out of it very quickly and stay safe. So I attribute a lot of my style to karate. Actually, my first sport before wrestling was taekwondo. So.
And with that mastery of range, you'll still be articulate even after your MMA career is done.
What was that?
You'll still be articulate, even like you'll still speak as well as you do now. And
you won't have as much CTE.
100%, man. And I take care of my body. I'm healthy, and something that I want to do in MMA is become a UFC champion, so I could change my family's life. And I want to be there for my children, and I want to teach my son martial arts. I want to spend time with my daughter and my wife and my parents, and have a homestead. Like this, like I said before, there's a season for everything, and this is the season that I'm in is martial arts. I actually, not to get too segued off, but I want to have a homestead, and that's what I'm going to do when I'm done with this. But I wrote down, like, maybe 6 months ago, I was trying to figure out, like, okay, like, who are you? Where do you want to be?
Yeah.
How do you want to get there? And my whole life, I've been chasing a UFC championship since I was 13 years old. That's been the only thing on my mind. The wrestling was kind of just a byproduct of it. And when I started to ask myself these questions, the first thing that I wrote when it said, "Who do you want to be?" It says, "I want to be a lifelong martial artist." And the second thing that I wrote was, "I will become a UFC champion. I want to be a UFC champion." And then that's kind of when, like, my life flipped upside down and, like, my perspective changed, because I'm like, wow, this whole time I've been chasing this material gold belt, this glory, like something that I want to prove to, like, my parents, all my coaches, my family, the world. And when I was by myself and really reflecting, I'm like, man, I want to be a martial artist for my whole life, and I want to be on this journey of self-mastery. And I still will become a UFC champion, but that's just going to be a season and a byproduct of the journey,
It's definitely a journey for life, and I definitely am a big believer that you have all the tools and all the potential to actually earn that UFC belt one day. Peckers.
And let me go real quick, and thank you for saying that, because, and specifically the potential part, because I've always had a lot of potential, and obviously I've always performed well, but an LFA belt is just a byproduct. The Titan belt is just a byproduct, right? I want to become a UFC champion. I want to be a lifelong martial artist, and once I was able to free myself from the bounds of one specific thing, it allowed me to bring the energy of my full potential out. And that's part of the reason why I got back with Asim at the Goat Shed, because he really brings that out of me. And, like, we have such a great connection, and he's honestly the best coach that I've ever been with in my life. And it's a self journey, but this guy brings that out of me, and I'm so grateful for it. And I feel like you're going to see, the real Richie Lewis in there moving forward. Not that you haven't, but just I'm free, and the energy's ready to come out, and I'm excited.
Yeah, a lot of people see Asim's persona on social media, but they don't see, like, that connection that he really has with his fighters, and how great of a coach he is, not just technically, but on that personal level, creating a connection with his fighter. That's why he's so picky of who becomes a pro fighter for him, because he needs that connection with that fighter to really bring out the best of them.
Correct, man. And then that's a stepping stone that I got to prove in the gym every day, and prove it to myself, and just, having that self-talk and removing self-doubt and going when you're tired, and just everything that we do, man. You wouldn't believe it, the stimulus that he, like, to get something that you need to apply the right stimulus to yourself to do it. It's not just going to appear, right? Obviously, the mind's the most powerful thing in the world. It tells your body what to do, but you need to, like, have repetition and introduce the right stimuli, and then have the right self-talk, and then have the right technique to apply it under different pressures, under different conditions, under different circumstances. And that's been the biggest change that has been happening at the Goat Shed with Awesome. Is just been introducing the right stimuli, and he's taking me to another level, and I'm fucking taking flight.
Yeah, Boss Rutan always talks about the good voice and the bad voice when it comes to fighting, and learning how to ignore the bad voice and just listen to the good voice in fighting. That's why when I was boxing, I found that like the biggest advantage of solo road work was in running was less about the cardio, because it's a different type of cardio for fighting, but it was also it was getting you in shape and cutting weight, but it was also that mental aspect of you're alone with your thoughts when you're running by yourself, and it only you are deciding how hard you're going and what you're there for and why you're suffering and what is in your mentality, and you're fighting those bad voices.
And it took me 29 years to get to that point, and to be comfortable with those voices, and not attach emotions to things that you're thinking, and have that mastery over your mind, and be comfortable in it. And now I live in it, and now I'm happy, man. I'm the happiest I've ever been, and a lot of that is that self-talk and that self-belief, and understanding yourself, and knowing what to do, staying positive, continuing thinking good thoughts. If you think a bad thought, I have this practice actually that I do, that I close my eyes and I begin to meditate. And when I first started, I see thoughts that I can't really articulate or attribute like specific things to, because it's unorganized in the beginning. And I practiced seeing them and letting them go, and then they became organized when I was meditating. And then I started to see them across a line, and when I would see them, I'd focus on my breath, and instead of think about them, I would allow them to pass, whether it was good or whether it was bad. And then I started to not attach emotion to it, and then that's how I was able to like control what I was thinking. And then when you start to think more positive, it really compounds. And I believe in the power of the mind and the power of manifestation, but not like the manifestation is, oh, I believe I'm gonna do this, and then it's just gonna happen. The power of like thinking about it and making it happen, and a lot of that is controlling your thoughts, and then willing them into action.
Yeah, that's why in karate they put such a big focus on uh, training your mind and meditation, and even learning how to breathe properly, and knowing the correct ways of breathing is all that benefits that you've learned on your own.
For sure, man. And like even when you want to release different energies, you have different breaths. If I want to hear if I want
Mhm.
you
Yes,
know
that's what Kia is all about. But I love this conversation, but I've been taking up way too much time. I gotta let my boy MMA Pickers go with his question.
No, that was good. I was taking notes. That was great. Can you tell me a little about Aper Fitness? I saw you wearing some fight gear from them.
Yeah, so Aper Fitness was a brand that I started with the co-founder Gerasimos Galiatsados, and he was actually like my coach for the longest time. We did everything together. So throughout all the gyms that I've been to, he was with me. We parted ways like maybe a year and a half ago, but I started Aper Fitness with him. It took like 3 years to take off. We started it probably like 2018. And then when we moved to Miami, we just started getting like really good wholesale accounts, and doing good on retails. I mean, if you've seen my Titan fight, we actually rented a booth. We sponsored the event. We're doing like 5 figures in merch. We built the company up to about $250,000 yearly, year over year. And then it was great. It was just a lot of work, and I really wanted to focus on nothing but fighting. And there were some other things that had happened, and we had dissolved the brand. So yeah, it was a good brand, and it taught me so much about business. It was the first business that I had done that was successful, and actually it funded that, and crypto funded like my whole life. I mean, I live. I'll show you. I'll show you where I live. I live in a nice apartment like downtown.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not like I'm some broke ass fighter that I'm only getting paid. You only get paid like 5 grand in the beginning, 2 grand for fights, and it's a hard life for a lot of people. And I was able to kind of like pay for the best coaching, fly around the world, take the best opportunities through Aper Fitness, and learn a lot about business. And then I was like, man, I can't be deterring my time between two different things. So we had dissolved it, and I went all in, man, this past year on MMA, and these are the fruits of my labor, and I'm much happier, and I'm focused on my main goal. And I have great partners. Obviously, Awesome is my coach, but he's also my promoter. I have a great agent, AJ Ariosa, um, and yeah, I just learned a lot through Able Fitness, and it was great while I did it. But I have to focus on what I have to focus on, and I'm gonna use those lessons that I learned in the future. You're gonna see me do some pretty sick business stuff.
Oh,
Hell yeah, I love that. That's fantastic. And I was lucky enough to be pit side when you were grappling with Lance Palmer, and I mean, you look like freaking Khabib out there. It was absolutely. I think you probably had 3 full rounds of control time. What would your dream grappling match be if you could have anybody you wanted in the pit?
Who's the number one guy at 77 kilo right now? I would like to fight Mika Galvao.
ooh,
Yeah, if I could. He has a great wrestling feel. He's obviously like I put him pound for pound number 2 under Gordon Ryan. Um, I'm not sure at this exact moment if I would be able to beat him in a jiu-jitsu match or under what rule sets, but he would definitely be a dream matchup for me. I know in wrestling I'd smoke him, but in jiu-jitsu, shit, we could find out, you know? I have a lot
yeah.
of respect for that kid. He's young, he's hungry, he's coming up. I watched every one of his ADCC matches last week. He's probably my favorite jiu-jitsu practitioner right now, so I would love to compete against him, and yeah, I think I could beat him, to be honest.
That's a great answer, and after watching you in the pit, it would be hard to disagree. And then one more for me, and I'll get out of your hair. We've talked a lot today about your aspirations to be UFC champion, maybe some phone calls you've had with the UFC, with some offers here and there. When that time does come, and when you feel like you're ready to take that jump, who's someone you could realistically see yourself debuting against, or someone you could see yourself having your first fight against in the UFC?
Man, whoever they put me up against, this is what I want to do. Give me my first contract, put me on some good cards like on pay-per-views, MSG, put me in LA, put me in Vegas, T-Mobile Arena, put me down at the Casaya Center. Put me against anybody, but put me on some good cards. I'll take out a top prospect or I'll take out a journeyman. It doesn't really matter to me. And then as soon as that second contract hits, put me against the guy in the top 15.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as you pay me 6 figures, I'll jump in the top 15. I'm ready for it right now, but I'm no fool. I'm here to get paid.
Yeah. That's smart, man. You gotta play it. You gotta play it. You gotta play it smart, man. It's your career and your life on the line, right? You're making big decisions. Pickers, you said that was your last one.
But
You
all these guys right now in the UFC, man, you could put me toe to toe against any of them right now, and I know that for a fact because I've trained with the best in the world. I've been with Conor McGregor. I've trained with Khabib. I've trained with Michael Chandler. I've trained Jared Gordon. I've trained if you go from the top of the list, number 1, all the way down to that on the teetering edge, Esteban Rikovics. These guys are all my friends, and these guys are all guys that are extremely talented, and we've sharpened each other. But I also know where I'm at.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, it's one more question I got for you, and then we'll let you get up out of here. If I'm not mistaken, Ian Gary was one of your teammates, correct?
Yeah, I've trained with Ian.
So Ian has a fight. Now I'm kind of pissed about this one too because Carlos Process was supposed to fight on UFC 314. And I was excited to see that fight because I'll be down there. I'm coming down there next week. But I was super excited to see that fight. But now he's not fighting him, and he's fighting your boy Ian Gary. So I want to know your thoughts on this fight and this matchup. Ian Gary's got with Carlos Process.
I think it's the most exciting fight to make. And I think that the way that the world works is the most exciting thing happens. So I don't know who I'm gonna give the nod to. I think they're both, in terms of talent, probably the 2 most talented guys in the weight class. But it's also a lifestyle, and I don't know them well enough to speak on it. But I don't agree with either of their lifestyles.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's gonna win, because when you take work and then you take talent, and then you take lifestyle. It
Yeah.
all factors in, and I think the work and the talent they're on the same level, and their mindsets are different, but some of the sharpest in the UFC. But their lifestyles is I don't know. So I think that leaves a little bit more room for chance and luck than I would like. So I think it could go either way.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. And I'll tell you this though, and I was thinking this to myself, right? I was sitting there talking to my girl about it too. I was like, the fighting nerds have the most aura in the UFC like ever as a group. Like when you really think about it, right? First you got Kyle. He speaks for himself. Like he's just this full out warrior. He don't care. He's just crazy. Like he just did pit submission in Karate Combat too. And
I
I
was there
talked
in
to him
Denver. That
afterwards.
was awesome, man. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
that shit was
He's,
crazy. So
he's the Joe Rogan at LFA too, right?
yeah.
I always see him on there doing the interviews.
I love that, man. I love that.
Yeah, he's dope. So then you got him, right? Then after that, you got Carlos Pradas, who we just talking about, right? This motherfucker smoking cigarettes before he fights, smoking cigarettes after he fights, hitting Howler Monkey after fights on the octagon, right? Just insane. He's just like not supposed. Like if you seen him, he was probably be at a bar smoking and taking shots 2 weeks before a fight. You're like, he's not a UFC fighter. There's no way.
But that's the mind.
Crazy. Yeah, like insane. Then you got Rufy, who thinks he's Luffy from One Piece and is absolutely insane. Like he's just crazy with striking, out of this world. Who am I missing?
Gene Silva.
Gene Silva, bro. We're not even. Look, Gene Silva is just insane. All right, he's just insane. That motherfucker's crazy.
I love that guy.
He's
I'm
crazy.
not gonna lie, man. So I watch a lot of fighting, but I don't watch the fights that are live.
Yeah.
A lot. I watch a lot of film, and I study the greats, and I also study like what people are doing right now. But I don't watch too many live fights. Those guys, I tune in, every time they're fighting, and I think in life and especially this sport, there's something about energy. If you look at Connor's rise, if you look at when Ian Gary was first rising, and now you're seeing the fighting nerds, there's something about energy, man, and those guys got it, and sometimes, man, that's the catalyst you need to take you to the top.
100%, bro. The aura is definitely there for them.
Got that
And
too.
that's how you get on cards. You pit ass in seats, that's how you get on cards. It's simple as that, right? It don't matter. That's how Sean O'Malley is fighting Dvalishvili again. Because why? Sean O'Malley has a massive fan base. He pits ass in seats. He sells tickets. So we're gonna give him another shot, right? So
it's cool that you said that, man. Because in the beginning of my career, I had this energy. I'm the savage. I'm this, and then I talked about that 2-year stint where I really had to find myself and define myself. And I don't think that you can really have aura if you don't know who you are. And I feel like that's what martial arts is about, and that's what those guys represent. And when you have that aura, you have that energy, other people are attracted to it. And I think I found mine through. I mean, you could just see my brand. There's Richie Lewis, and then there's Richie Savage. I'm a family man, a God-fearing man. This is my lifestyle, and then I step in the cage, and I'm
savage.
I'm a killer. I got that killer instinct, so I'm ready to show my aura. And you talking about that, it gets me excited when you talk about that aura because I've built it and I'm ready to show mine.
Let's go, man. Well, listen, I think we're all in full agreement that you will show that in South Dakota. We'll all be rooting for you here from the Warriors Voice Cast for your title defense. We know you're going to get the job done, man, and go share fashion in the viral moment. We know how it goes, baby. But before we let you go, always we do this, let the athletes at the end of the interview, we let you speak whatever you want to do, man. This last whatever you want to take time right here is for you to speak about anything, any brands. You can talk about your fight, whatever you want to talk about. This last part is for you. And also, we appreciate you for giving your time to us. And hopefully, it's not the last time we see you on the podcast. Hopefully, we get to see you after your fight. But this is for you. The floor is for you. Whatever you want to talk about right now to end it off, it's all yours, brother.
I'm gonna give you 2, okay?
All right.
Go shit, no ho shit. That's how we come in.
Let's go.
And then I'm gonna show you the Richie Lewis, man. There's nothing better than having a relationship with God, and there's nothing better in my life than being a devout Christian. If you could give everything to Him, I receive so I can give, and really that's how I found myself, was through Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, and through this God energy. And if anyone out there is looking to be saved, going through a hard time, going through a good time, always turn your attention, your love, and everything towards Christ and towards God.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing, man. Religion helps keep people grounded, man, and helps keep them have a purpose in life. You know what I'm saying? So if you find that, man, if you need that, find it, baby. Richie, we appreciate you. We know you're gonna get it done, Savage. We see Richie now, but we'll see the Savage come out. When exactly is the fight date? So we let the people can know.
April 18th. You can catch it on UFC Fight Pass.
There you go. UFC Fight Pass, same place you can see Karate Combat. So for all you motherfuckers who watch that Karate Combat, bada bing, make sure you check my man out, LFA champ, Richie Savage Lewis, in the fucking building. Let's go. Oh, there he is. Yes, sir. Big man in the house.
You motherfuckers better tune in. You hear me?
Yeah.
The Savage is coming.
Let's go.
Hey, Apollo, we're betting big that week.
Betting big that week. Let's go. Appreciate you, Savage, man. Take it easy. Good. Best of luck. I'll see you soon. When are you leaving for South Dakota?
I'm gonna leave next Tuesday.
Exactly when I get there. That's crazy.
I'll see you there.
All right. See you, deuces, brother. That's Richie Savage Lewis. Insane, bro. LFA champ, man. Also had a Titan FC belt as well. And a massive accolades in wrestling, man. So shout out for him for coming through. It was an absolute pleasure. It was weird little overtime, but that's because we started a little late. So we're actually kind of right on time. I appreciate my co-hosts as always. These dudes come through, give us time, give me 2 hours a day, Fridays, which is the start of the weekend. So I mean, I appreciate you. That's Mac Tyson this way to me. Follow him, Mac Tyson Karate on all platforms. Under me is my man, MMA Pickers, man, one of the best pickers on the fucking land. The MMA Pickers on Instagram and Twitter. Please follow him. He's been pumping up his Instagram. We've been collaborating his reels and the good stuff he's been saying on the Warriors Voice. Also, check out our Warriors Voice Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. If you're not on the YouTube, if you're watching from Twitter or something right now, make sure you come to the YouTube. We got that there again. Mikey Lou said, thanks for a great interview with the Savage. Hey, the Savage is a goat. He come from the goat shed. That's a dog. We're gonna see him get this dub, and hopefully we see him in the UFC soon. Hopefully back in the pit too. Cause you always gotta come back, man. You gotta come with Karate Combat. But man, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. This is episode 27 of the Warriors Voice. And we out of this bitch, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I got shit to do. It's Friday, man. Fuck